Welcome and welcome, gorgeous, to today's full moon yin yoga class. Now, if you are completing the 21-day dedication to Aphrodite, self-love and discovery, welcome to day, I believe we are on day 3 or 4, but excuse me because I have completed quite a few changes to the program, so it might be day 3 that you were seeing this, it might be day 4, but welcome to your yin yoga practice. If you are not in the program, welcome anyways. I hope you enjoy this yin yoga class. If you're wanting more information about the program, what it is, I do have a link in the description box. It is an amazing course I have created to empower women, welcome the goddess into your life, welcome more self-love. We complete daily self-love and self-care practices. You get 90 days of journal prompts, and we also do quite a few rituals. So there's a full moon Aphrodite activation ritual, we have some love rituals, we have sex ritual, and we also create an altar to Aphrodite. And I give you some tips and tricks on how to deepen your connection with the goddess and really develop a relationship with her. It's a great program with a lot of lovely ladies. And I will be letting new members in at the next full moon. So we always go off of the moon cycles, and every full moon we begin again to complete our activation ritual together. About that, enough of my spiel. I will get into today's yin yoga class. So yin yoga is a little bit different from traditional vinyasa yoga. So vinyasa yoga is what is most traditionally taught here in the West. As we know, yoga itself comes from the East, India, from traditional practices. And when it was brought over to the West in the 1960s during the hippie movement, it sort of became more of a fitness practice than a spiritual practice. While yoga is more than just stretching and much deeper than just holding poses or stretching, it is a spiritual practice at its core. Now, yin yoga focuses on the feminine energy. We hold poses for a longer period of time. So we'll be in the poses today for 5 to 7 minutes. Now, vinyasa yoga, what is traditionally taught here in the West, usually at fitness centers or gyms or yoga studios, is more of the masculine energy. So you're constantly moving. Where yin, we are still and we're more self-reflective and introspective. So while vinyasa is great, and I also teach vinyasa classes, it's more focused on muscle tone and building muscle, while this is a lot more feminine in its energy, and we focus on what we like to call resting and digesting. So coming back to the parasympathetic nervous system. I really love yin yoga because just like EFT tapping, which I also teach, acupuncture and acupressure, we are holding poses for a long period, up to 5 to 7 minutes for a longer period of time. And we are activating these meridians, these points in our body, to come back to this resting state, to release stress. We activate the parasympathetic nervous system, and it's super beneficial and very healing. We'll get started here. Some things you'll need before you get started, just some comfy yoga clothes, your mat. I recommend having a water bottle nearby. We want to stay hydrated throughout this practice. And either a bolster, a cushion, you can use a pillow, or like me, I just have my little cushion here. And we will use this for support during our practice. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Sitting here, an easy pose, and I want you to close your eyes and just tune into the breath. Collectively, let's take a deep inhalation together. Holding at the top, holding that energy in. And let it out with a sigh. Keeping the hands face down in a grounded position, grounding our energy. And let's take another deep inhalation and release. And once more. Holding at the top, holding in that air, and then releasing. Letting out any sound that comes naturally. And keeping the eyes closed. We'll just take a few more deep breaths here. While this class is being filmed during the full pink moon in Libra, and this is a great time of change, releasing what no longer serves you, changing old habits that are no longer in your highest good, and welcoming new energy into your life, this renewed feeling of love and light. And in the spring, I really feel that energy abundantly. As the seasons change, we're welcoming in new, starting fresh. Animals are coming out of hibernation. The flowers start to bloom. Snow is melting, depending on where you live. And that new energy blossoms into our life. Place the left hand on your heart and the right hand on your womb. And just keeping the eyes closed. Keeping your gaze in and up to the third eye point. Awareness at the breath. And I want you to just feel that connection to your heart and to your womb. That heart-womb connection. This loving, fertile energy that exists within all of us, literally and figuratively. Our heart is our capacity to love and feel, and where we feel compassion towards others. And our womb is the place of all creation. It's where we begin and where we end. And really just connecting to your feminine energy, the divine feminine that lives within all of us, regardless of gender. We all have an equal balance of the divine, feminine, and masculine. At this Yin Yoga class, we come back to the feminine, to our feminine energy, being still, Rest and digest. Staying here for several more breaths. I'm just witnessing. Gently blinking the eyes open. Soft gaze. And release the hands. That tune-in feels amazing. And before we begin in our poses for the day, I want us to do a little prayer together. Prayer to Shakti, to the Divine Feminine. So bringing our hands, Anjali Mudra, to meet at our heart center. And gaze remains soft, or you can gently close the eyes. Inhale and exhale. Mama Gaia, Shakti Ma, Divine Feminine, may you release what no longer serves us as we practice this yin yoga class, allowing us to fully release, to fully relax, to bring about change in our lives, removing obstacles, welcoming in new energy that elevates us to our highest good, our highest potential, and our highest vibrational selves. Let this energy wash over us during this full moon period as we become who we are meant to be authentically here on this planet. Arms rise up. Let this energy renewed wash over us now. Inhale and exhale, bring the arms down. And we will come to a cross-legged position on our mats. And if you have a cushion or a bolster, I'm just placing it on the side for now. And we will use that in a few moments. Into all fours on our mats, making sure that the wrists are underneath the shoulders, the knees are stacked under the hips. And we'll take a couple cat and cow stretches here. Inhale, look up, opening through the chest, arching the back. And exhale, rounding out the spine. Chin comes to chest. And we'll do this a few more times here. Inhaling to look up. Exhaling, rounding the spine for cat. And make sure you're taking these nice and slow, don't rush them. We are waking up the spine for today's practice, adding some movement, slowly and gently. couple more of these cat and cow stretches. Taking your time. This time is for you today. We're in no rush. We're in no hurry. We're simply here for you to enjoy this beautiful practice. Coming back to neutral spine. And we'll come down to a seated position on our mats. Cushion remains off to the side. And bending your knees. And I want you to place your hands behind your chest and inhale, opening up through the chest, opening up at the heart center. And we're going to windshield wiper the legs from one side and then the other. This should feel really good on the hips. I know it does for me. I love this motion. Taking it nice and slow. Bring the awareness to the breath. And on your next breath, let the legs fall over to your right side. We're going to keep them here. So this will be our first pose. So just keeping them over to one side. Keeping that chest open. And we're gonna just stay here, feeling that nice stretch. Stretch in the hip flexors, where we carry so much of our emotions, especially as women. We have issues within our tissues, as I like to say, and in yoga poses, we're really releasing that stagnant energy. This class, if you can tell, is all about releasing what no longer serves us during this full moon period. Just holding this pose. Gaze is soft, or eyes can be closed. Gently parting the lips. So your jaw's nice and relaxed. You're not clenching or holding on to any tension anywhere in the body. And just let your breath wash over you like butter. Melting into, letting your breath, just like butter, melt away any stress. You're in a stress-free zone. And we deeply listen to our body. And while we're in this introspective state of awareness, I want you to pay special attention to anywhere you are holding on to things. Anywhere that needs extra love, extra attention right now. What are you holding on to? In the mind, in your heart, in your hips, in your head. Sending love to any of those areas. Sending love to any of those areas needing extra attention at this time. Gently blinking the eyes open if they were closed, keeping the gaze soft. And let's go ahead and bring the knees back up. Just windshield wiper them over to one side and then the other back again. Just adding some movement to those hips, to those areas that often hold on to emotions or energies. A lot of us get really tight hips because we carry a lot of our traumas there. So just add some movement to that lymphatic system. And inhale, letting the knees fall over to the left side now. Chest open, good postures, opening through the heart chakra. Gaze is in and up at that third eye point, or closing your eyes is too difficult for you. You're welcome to keep the eyes open, but make sure the gaze is soft out in front of you. And just sending love to those areas that need it. Any areas you may be holding on to things, thoughts, feelings, emotions. For any areas in the maybe you're holding on to tension, making sure the lips are slightly open, parted, so that you're not holding on to clenching your jaw. Making sure your eyebrows are softened. And your shoulders are away from your ears. Should feel really good in this pose. Every pose you're into this day, today, should feel really good on the body. Don't want you going too far in this class. A lot of times we push ourselves to go further and further, which is important in yoga, to advance and to challenge ourselves in our practice. But there's something interesting that happens when we push our bodies a little too far. When we don't listen to our bodies and we challenge them and go a little too far, it causes pain, throws our hormones out of balance. Gently picking open the eyes if they were closed, keeping that gaze soft. Inhale and exhale, taking the legs over to one side and then the other. No, windshield wiper motion. Once more. It's adding some movement to our hip joints. Feels really good. And inhale, sitting up, bat in front of you. We're going to grab our cushion, and I want you to place it underneath your knees. So a lot of us in these poses, especially if we practice yoga regularly, we don't feel that we need a cushion to deepen our stretches. We feel stretched deep enough without support. But the reason in yin yoga that we use a cushion is to give our bodies that chance to relax. Today, we're not focusing on going as far as possible in our stretches. We're focusing on resting and supporting our bodies and providing comfort, providing safety for our bodies to fully release. So even if you feel that you don't need a cushion for this class, I ask that you have one and place it underneath our knees. And we'll begin with our knees slightly bent. Inhale. Lengthen through the spine, opening through the chest. Come nice and tall. Grounded in our sits bones. We're supported with our cushion. We're safe. We are comfortable. And exhale, we'll come forward. And only come as far as you feel comfortable today. So for some of us, we may only come forward a little bit. We can grab at our knees. Or may reach down to our ankles today. Others may want to grab the toes. So wherever you are in your personal practice, it's just fine. We just want to reach forward and make sure that today we are safe, supported, and comfortable. We're not going to overstretch or overstrain. So wherever you are in your practice, just let the head fall gently. Spine is rounded. And our knees are supported by that cushion. Awareness at the breath. Now, you may have heard of the stress hormone. So you may have heard of the stress hormone cortisol. When we feel that our bodies are unsafe or there's any sort of danger, when we feel pain or we're going too far, this activates the stress hormone cortisol in our bodies. And what cortisol does is throws our hormones out of whack. It affects our metabolism, our sleep, so many different areas of the body. And when we're frequently operating in this fight or flight state, that cortisol is activated and it throws our entire bodies out of whack and makes us unhealthy in all aspects of our lives. That's why in yin yoga we deeply support our bodies. props, with bolsters, with cushions. So that we activate those good hormones for our bodies. You probably have heard of dopamine. And this hormone activates when we're relaxed, in a happy state. And that's what we are wanting to achieve through this class. Activating that parasympathetic nervous system. So we deeply support our bodies. We provide that safety with the cushion and never taking it too far. And we'll take a few more breaths here. Simply letting the chest rise and fall. On your next inhale, go ahead and let go of your feet, ankles, or knees, whatever you're holding on to. And lengthen through the spine. You should feel free to gently massage your thighs or your hips. Anywhere you feel tightness, it just needs a little bit of love, a little bit of TLC. And we'll go ahead and move our cushions back off to the side, keeping them nearby because we'll use them again. We'll go ahead and straighten out the legs. Straighten out the legs in front of you on your mat. Hands are behind you and chest is lifted. Go ahead and shake out the legs. Shake them from side to side. Shake them out. Just let out any sound that comes naturally to you. Gently smile. Let the corners of your mouth turn up. Even if you don't feel like smiling. Ask that you do so. Just see how your energy changes when you smile. Now, we're gonna go ahead and grab our cushions again. Next time, we are going to place them behind us. So, making sure there's enough room on your mat for you to come down and rest your head. So taking it towards the top of your mat, but not quite to the top. And what we're going to do is going to take our legs in butterfly pose. If you're able to, if this doesn't feel good in your body, then you can keep the legs straight out in front of you. Or you can have the knees bent if that feels best in your body. Now, I want you, whatever feels the most comfortable for you. Remember, in yoga, we're all about slowing down, activating that parasympathetic nervous system. So I don't want you to do anything that feels uncomfortable, or if you feel any sort of stress or tension, like, my body doesn't like that, immediately come out of it and find what feels most comfortable in your body. Now, I'm going to sit up here, start in butterfly pose. And for me, this pose is one where I can't go as deep as I would like to. As long as I've been doing yoga, as many years as I've been practicing yoga, I still have this tightness in my hips and in my hamstrings when I come into this butterfly pose. So I can't go as deep as some other yogis can. But I'm going to start in this pose. And gently inhale, straightening out, lengthening through the spine, opening through the chest. Chin looking up, gaze is up, soft gaze. And exhale, let yourself fall gently back onto your cushion. All the way down, letting your head rest on the mat. And your legs are in whatever position feels the most comfortable. Now, as I said earlier, butterfly pose is not one I can go into very deeply, and I do feel some tension in my hips. So as I deeply listen to my body in this yin yoga practice, I am going to bend my knees at a 90-degree angle, because this is what feels best in my body. Now, this may not be the best option for your body, and that's fine. Take whatever position feels the most comfortable. And we're going to bring our arms up in a cactus shape, so sort of like a goalpost, T shape. Making sure there's no pain anywhere in the body in this pose. You're not holding tension in the shoulders or in the back or the hips. You should so making sure that we're completely at ease and relaxed. No tightness in the jaw. Shoulders are away from the ears. We live in this world, this busy world that constantly has us moving from one place to another, one thing to another. This over masculine world that we live in exhausts us and depletes our energy. And we forget that to come back into the feminine, to the yin, is where our intuition lies. And it's so important to slow down and take this time for ourselves to simply just be, to witness deeply, inhale and gently coming up onto our forearms. This is comfortable for you. Bending the knees if they're not already bent, and go ahead and windshield wiper the legs to one side and then the other, just like we did before. Pushing yourself up to a seated position. Stretching out the chest, taking out any areas that need attention. Go ahead and place your feet on the mat, knees bent gently. Placing your hands behind your thighs, and go ahead and inhale, look up. Opening through the chest. And exhale, round out the spine, chin comes to the chest. Just taking a couple seated cat and cows here. Feels really good. Leaning back on our cushion, feeling supported, feeling safe. As we feel that full moon's energy shine upon us, releasing what no longer serves us. And sitting up, let's go ahead and take a few gentle shoulder rolls here. So bring the shoulders up, back, and around. Taking them up, back, and around. And taking the arms out in front of you and taking a couple of wrist circles. Stretching out the arms, grabbing the fingers of one hand and the other. Feels really good. And then just shaking out the arms if that feels good. Stretching over to one side. Breathing into that left side body. So left arm reaches up and over. Maybe letting the hips tilt over to the left for a deeper stretch, or remaining still. And then taking it to the other side. Breathing into that right side body. Maybe the hips tilt towards the right. Remain still. Inhale, coming back to center. Gonna come around down onto our hands and knees. Make sure to grab your cushion. We're gonna place it in front of us on the mat here. So go ahead and do our hands and knees, the cushion out in front of you. And just breathing here for a moment. Pull your toes under, taking it back into downward facing dog. Breathing here. This stretch. Maybe bending one leg and then the other. So I'll stay in down dog for about a minute or two here. Just witnessing how our body feels after the stretches we just did. Bringing your focus back to the breath, slowing down the mind. Inhale and bring the right leg up to the sky, legged down dog. Maybe take a couple ankle circles. One way, then the other. Exhale, bring the leg forward, in between the hands. Our cushion is going to come in handy. So We're going to take Pigeon, but I want you to make sure that your cushion, your hip is resting on your cushion. So you're nice and supported as we take Pigeon. And again, a lot of you, especially if you practice yoga regularly, may be able to take Pigeon without needing a cushion. But because we are activating that parasympathetic nervous system, we are in that rest and digest phase, we want to have the cushion supporting us. We're fully safe and supported in this pose. So bringing that right knee in between your hands, left knee is out straight back behind you to the center of the mat. Inhale. We open through the chest. Exhale, coming down to our forearms, resting our head. And we'll stay here in Pigeon for several minutes. Coming back to our breath. Focusing inward. Now going back to the basis of yin yoga, why we practice yin yoga. So we can feel safe and supported as we're in these poses for a longer amount of time than traditional yoga, vinyasa yoga. And while we are in these poses for quite a while, you should never feel any pain or discomfort in the body. That's why we use our cushion. You can feel a strain or just a tightness in the body when you go into certain poses. That's a sign that you've gone too far. So if at any time you feel that while we're holding these poses, you need to come out of it and adjust, please do so. If you are in Pigeon and you feel that tightness or any cramping or uncomfortable stiffness in the body, it's a sign you've gone too far. Go ahead and come out of the pose. We want our bodies to feel safe and supported and relaxed as we activate the meridians. And we want to feel safe and supported as we activate the meridians in yin yoga. Pigeon is a favorite pose of mine. It feels so good in the hips. And as I sit in this pose, I often come back to my full moon mantra. You can use your own full moon mantra as you sit in this pose, or you're welcome to use mine too. Either saying it silently to yourself or saying it out loud as affirmation. Inhale. Start to come up, pushing up your hands and opening up through the chest as you inhale, look up. Exhale, curl the toes under, bring that right leg back, up to one-legged down dog. Shaking that leg out if you need to. After holding pigeon. And exhale, down, downward facing dog. Walking it out if you need to. And inhale. Left leg comes up now for one-legged down dog on the other side. And gently make some little ankle circles. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the leg forward. Bringing the knee in between the hands. For pigeon on the other side. Making sure your cushion's supporting your left hip as we go into this pose. Inhale to look up, open through the chest. And exhale, taking it down to the forearms, if you are able. And my left side's a little more tight than my right. You may find this can change from day to day. Yesterday, my right was more tight. Just breathe into that tissue area. Send it some love as it releases and relaxes into this pose. Should feel really good on those hips. Let that breath melt like butter down your body. Coming back to the breath, let it be smooth and fluid-like as it sends love into your tissues, to anything you are holding on to. And as I'm in this pose, I like to come back to my full moon mantra. I release what no longer serves me. I let go fully from emotional trauma, from baggage, from everything that has been holding me back. And I vibrate on the highest frequency, the frequency of calm, of clarity, and I shine my light upon the world. We're here for a few more breaths. In pigeon pose. relaxing into this deep stretch. As I've said before, you should feel no pain, no discomfort in this practice. You should feel fully supported in this pose. To reap the full benefits of Yin Yoga. Inhale. Slowly push yourself up with your palms. Opening through the chest. Looking up. As they open through the heart center. And curling the right toes under. Bringing that left leg up to one-legged down dog once more. Shaking the leg out if you need to. Or simply being still. Listening to whatever your body needs at this point. And exhale. Bring the leg down. Downward facing dog. And you're welcome to walk it out if you need to, or simply remain in beautiful stillness. Whatever feels best for you. Inhale. And exhale, coming down onto the knees. Big child's pose here. It's our final pose before Shavasana. And once again, using our cushion for support. So making sure cushion is nearby, or you can lie down on it. And coming into child's pose, knees together. And rest your head on the cushion, anchored on your chest. Or you may even put the cushion in between your knees and bring your head down to the mat, stretching the arms out in front of you for child's pose. At each inhale you take, send a renewed clarity throughout your body. Inhale love and peace and tranquility. And exhale that tension, stress. Anxiety. With each exhale you take, feel yourself relax a little bit more. A little bit deeper. Let any stress or tension melt away into the earth below. Each exhale you take. Feel your worries just melting into your mat and out of your body. Let earth takes all your stress, worries, and anxieties. And she takes them as an offering. That heaviness, she takes that away from you. Inhale and take your right arm, bring your right shoulder to the floor, threading your right arm through, threading the needle. For a nice release in the shoulders. Right ear comes to your mat. Eyes remain closed, or keeping a soft gaze and stillness. As you hold this posture. I'm someone who carries my stress in my neck and my shoulders, so this pose feels really, really good. Really releasing. Coming back to your full moon mantra. You're simply just witnessing how good this release feels in the body in this moment. As any stress or tension fully melts away. Inhale, let's take it to the other side. Left shoulder comes to the mat. Left ear to the ground. Right arm outstretched, threading the needle. Letting out any sound with your exhales that you need to. Simply witnessing how good it feels to release. I'm always happy to be your permission slip to relax and restore, rest and digest. I'm happy to be the reason that you take time out for yourself today. To quiet the mind. To simply just be. Sit in your yin energy, your divine feminine. Know where you have to be, nothing you have to do, but relax. Relax fully in this moment. Inhale, slowly pushing yourself back up to sitting. Taking your cushion out from under you. Just setting it to the side for a moment as we prepare to take our final pose, Shavasana. So coming down to our mats and setting that cushion behind us, and we'll use it as a pillow as we lie back. Fully relaxing into Shavasana. Palms face upward in order to receive this loving relaxation. Eyes are closed. Focus is in and up to that third eye point. Awareness to our breath. If you would like to, place your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your womb. Beginning of our practice. Breathing loving energy into our heart space. Breathe healing energy into your womb. The site of all creation. It's where you came from. And that creation lies inside of you. Your heart, the center of love and center of compassion. Our ability to feel deeply. And when the two energies meet in integration, we heal ourselves. We heal the divine feminine within. So deeply feel that heart-womb connection. On this full moon's night. When the moon is at her fullest, she affects the tides, all the water on earth, because the gravitational pull is so strong. Our bodies, our wombs, they are water. Thus our womb corresponds to the moon cycles. We ebb and flow like the tides. Our cycles, whether we are on our moon right now, on our period, or ovulating, whichever phase our cycles in, they are all divine and beautiful. That energy is innately feminine. Bring your hands back, making sure the elbows or the shoulders are away from your ears. The palms are open to receive this divine light of the full moon tonight. Inhale deeply to the belly, sucking in as much air as you can, and exhale, pushing out all that air, all your worries, all that stress, and let it melt into the mat below. Gently blinking the eyes open as we come back into our bodies. Maybe start by wiggling the fingers and toes as we bring our awareness back. And we gently look over one side of our shoulder as we roll to one side, as we relax into the fetal position. And gently, when you're ready, pushing yourself up into a seated position on your mat, just as we started. And we'll meet here in a cross-legged position, an easy pose. Just as we started this class. I just love in yoga for all the benefits and how truly amazing I feel in my body after a practice. And I hope you leave this class feeling renewed and refreshed as well. Let's bring our hands to our heart center in Anjali Mudra. And as we close out this practice on this beautiful full pink moon night in Libra, balance and harmony. And so I hope you welcome more of that balance and harmony into your life. And if you are completing the 21-day dedication to Aphrodite self-love and discovery program with me, feel free to come back to this practice at any time throughout our journey together. And I hope that it helped you on your journey to self-love. Until next time, lovelies. Namaste. Bowing down, and with light and love, we will see you beauties for our next class together. Bye.